To be effective in combat, a warrior must not feel for his enemy. The road ahead is long and unforgiving. No place for a child. I have never met anybody who has become a great warrior who has not struggled and suffered and sacrificed and sweated and fought through tears and hardships and loss and life. And if there is something you really want, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, and you dedicate yourself to it, it can be yours. I am your monster no longer. I am unstoppable. The gods do not decide my fate. We win because we are disciplined. If you are to be a warrior, you must know this rule. Never let your back hit the ground. If you quit after the first time you are knocked down, you are not a warrior. If you quit before you enter the battle, you have strayed away from the way of the warrior. You need to have self-discipline and control. That is where the true strength of a warrior lies. It takes nothing to join the crowd. It takes everything to stand alone. You have to believe in yourself. You must have the mentality of a warrior. There is no retreat, no surrender, not where you come from. I am a warrior. Warriors are not born. Warriors are forged. Every battle, every war, every day. There is nothing you cannot do. I warned you. The cycle ends here. I will do what I must. You do not know me. Pain is the best instructor, but no one wants to go to his class. You will never win the battle if you don't get up, if you don't go through the training you need. The cycle ends here. We can fight our way back into the light, one step at a time. We must be better than this. The moment your knees hit the ground is the moment you ask yourself, why do you want what you want? Don't be sorry. Be better. Breathe deeply. And rise. What are you made of? Tell me, boy, girl, what are you made of? Hope is what makes us strong. It's why we are here. It's what we fight with when all else is lost. To be a real warrior, power perceived may be power achieved. Your aim is accurate because you trained it. Your mind is sharp because you have honed it. Your body is strong because you have pushed it. You have earned your skill because you have given blood, sweat, and tears. You refuse to be normal because you are a warrior. When you find yourself faced against the enemy, against injustice, against those who wronged you, remember that not even the hands of death could defeat you. It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. You do not have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. If darkness is around us, we will not falter. We do not fall to our fears, to our insecurities, to that voice in our head that tells us to lay the sword down. There is no room for softness, no place for weakness, not even for a moment. There is only the hard, only the great, only the strong. When it comes to technique, work on it over and over again. The successful warrior is the average man with greater focus. Mastery is not an act, but a habit. We are what we repeatedly do. The Sisters of Fate could not hold you. You will see the end of this day. You will have your revenge. Vengeance will be yours. The greatest fear in the world is what other people think of you. But the moment you step forward, unafraid of the opinions, unafraid of the crowd, is the moment the battlefield changes. No matter how many times I fall, I will still rise. Mindset is what separates the best from the rest. Enter the battlefield as its commander, not its soldier. You see, a real warrior with the strongest of hearts beating in his chest knows how to go about life. Each day he rises, he goes about his business, fearlessly, meticulously, and with extreme competence. I tell you this, in any fight with life, it's the guy who's willing to inch closer, to die for his purpose, who's gonna win. That's what living is. It's those inches, that commitment to do what you set out to do in the world. Now, I can't make you do anything, but imagine how great your life could be if you lived with certainty. What if every day you could wake up confident in yourself and your abilities? Who could you become if you allowed no doubt within you? If you trusted yourself so much that you go for everything in life ruthlessly and unapologetically? Everything you want in life is within the reach of your hands. How far can you go to become unbreakable? A warrior must take care of one thing only: his spirit, so that it is never broken. He must believe, otherwise he cannot act. As a warrior, you must confront the fears that most people refuse to acknowledge. You must not have no beliefs whatsoever in how others judge you. When it comes to yourself, you must show no mercy. A true warrior isn't immune to fear. They fight in spite of it. You create yourself through trial and error, pain and suffering, and your ability to conquer your own faults and misdeeds. You are someone to fear, not hunt. Move in silence and only speak when your greatness will silence all. Keep fighting for the life you deserve. No matter the naysayers, no matter the opinion of others, no matter the enemy waiting to knock you down. Do not give up, no matter how long it takes. Rise up like the phoenix within. You are a warrior. You are loyal, brave, and true. Awaken yourself every day and rise from the depths of the deepest fears. It is your duty to yourself to chase that greatness, to be so unbreakable that you can never be dethroned. Whenever you are challenged, remember who you are. Remember, no one can distract you. No one can stop you. No one can defeat you. You cannot be destroyed. And now, born from the ashes, you are a warrior once again. Warrior. What does it mean to be a warrior? It's the average man who trains, who gives love, who is prepared to give their all, who is the storm. A warrior with a cause is the most dangerous of all. For a warrior, life is your teacher, and you are in a state of constant learning. Warriors do not lower themselves to the standards of other people. They live independently, according to their own standards and code of honor. A warrior does not give up what he loves. He finds the love in what he does. Any great warrior is also a scholar, a poet, and an artist. Victory is reserved for those who are willing to pay its price. You're a warrior. Warriors don't give up, and they don't back down. Pick up your sword and fight. Warriors are not the ones who always win, but the ones that always fight. The warrior stands, ready to defend, ready to fight for those he serves. He is a warrior of virtue. The only thing that is going to push you is your warrior within. Your warrior within will get up in the morning. Your warrior within will push you when life has knocked you down. Your warrior within is going to push you when you can no longer push. Your warrior within is your why, and it's the reason you keep fighting every day. For a warrior, our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Warriors are not born. Warriors create themselves through trial and error, pain and suffering, and their ability to conquer their own faults. A warrior knows the tough times ahead. They never back down, because there are better days ahead. Fighting with all their heart, they maintain the heart of a lion. A warrior seeks to act rather than talk. They make the best of bad situations. See the opportunity within the hardships, grow stronger from the struggle. And in the end, their story goes down among the legends. The only thing a warrior must take care of? For the warrior's spirit to never die. It is the warrior spirit within you that rises from the ashes, that calls within you to wake up to your fate, to awaken the warrior within. Every victorious warrior draws his strength from the highest source, his love. You're a warrior. Warriors don't give up. Warriors don't back down. Pick up your sword, your shield, and fight. Sweat more in training, bleeds less in war. The devil whispers, "You can't withstand the storm." The warrior responds, "I am the storm." No one has the right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior. Don't ever mistake a warrior's silence for ignorance, calmness for acceptance, and kindness for weakness. Warriors are not born. Warriors create themselves through trial and error, pain and suffering, and their ability to conquer their own faults. A warrior seeks to act rather than talk. To be a warrior is to learn to be genuine in every moment of your life. Warriors confront the evil that most people refuse to acknowledge. If you want to be strong, learn to fight alone. Warriors are not always the fastest or the strongest. Strength and speed can be developed through training. Warriors are those who choose to stand between their enemy and all that he loves. The two most powerful warriors are patience and time. Victory is reserved for those who are willing to pay its price. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. A warrior's greatest enemy can also be his greatest teacher. The best fighter is never angry. Defeat exists, but not suffering. A true warrior knows that when he loses a battle, he is improving the skill in which he wields a sword. He will be able to fight more skillfully next time. Before you can see the light, you will have to deal with the darkness. Perseverance is failing 19 times and succeeding on the 20th. Don't waste your time looking back. You're not going that way. Feed your focus. Let pain be the motivation. I do what I do because it is the right thing to do. I am a warrior, and it is the way of the warrior to fight superior odds. In fighting and in every day, you should be determined, though calm. Meet the situation without tenseness, yet not recklessly. Your spirit settled, yet unbiased. An elevated spirit is weak, and a low spirit is weak. Do not let the enemy see your spirit. You can only fight the way you practice. What is defeat? Nothing but education. Nothing but the first step to something better. Pain is not an excuse to quit. It is an indication that what you are doing counts. Appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. You have to assemble your life yourself, action by action. A warrior may worry and think before making any decision, but once they make it, they go their way. Free from worries or thoughts, that's the warrior's way. Know yourself, and you will win all battles. Some people are lost in the fires. Others are forged in them. What defines us is how well we rise after falling. The true warrior isn't immune to fear. They fight in spite of it. A calm warrior is a mindful warrior, and a mindful warrior is a rational warrior. Yesterday's pain is strength. You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. Fortune favors the bold. To dare is to lose one's footing momentarily. To not dare is to lose oneself. Through endurance, we conquer. Never bend your head. Always hold it high. Look the world straight in the eye. Courage is not simply one of the virtues, but the form of every virtue at the testing point. He who is a man of courage does not run away, but remains at his post and fights against the enemy. Valor grows by daring, fear by holding back. Success means having the courage, the determination, and the will to become the person you believe you were meant to be. Courage isn't having the strength to go on. It's going on when you don't have the strength. A hero is an ordinary individual. who finds the courage to persevere and endure despite every obstacle. Without courage, wisdom bears no fruit. Without courage, we cannot practice any other virtue with consistency. The warrior, guided by the Spirit, serves humanity. The warrior without serves the ego. Courage is the greatest of all virtues, because if you haven't courage, you may not have an opportunity to use any of the others. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Courage is the mastery to fear. Only those who dare to fail greatly can ever achieve greatly. The best way out is always through. Speak your mind, even if your voice shakes. The secret to happiness is freedom, and the secret to freedom is courage. Cowards die many deaths before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. Our greatest glory is not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall. I know somehow that only when it's dark enough can you see the stars. Hope lies in dreams, in imagination, and in the courage of those who dare to make dreams into reality. Where there's hope, there's life. It fills us with the fresh courage and makes us strong again. Don't get discouraged. It is often the last key in the bunch that opens the lock. You will never do anything in this world without courage. It is the greatest quality of the mind, next to honor. It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. Bravery is being the only one who knows you're afraid. The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. Courage is being scared to death and saddling up anyway. Faced with what is right, to leave it undone shows a lack of courage. There is nothing in this world so much admired as a man who knows how to bear unhappiness with courage. Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more, so that we may fear less. I beg you, take courage. The brave soul can mend even disaster. You must develop the mentality of the warrior, who will enable you to face and overcome any adversity life throws. Warriors want a worthy opponent. A warrior has to believe. Otherwise, he cannot activate his intent positively. A warrior may change his mettle, but not his heart. Most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by those who have kept on trying when there seemed to be no hope at all. I know what I'm capable of. I am a soldier now, a warrior. I am someone to fear, not hunt. The greatest test of courage on the earth is to bear defeat without losing heart. Either life entails courage or it ceases to be life. Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen. To a brave man, good and bad luck are like his left and right hand. He uses both. So many of our dreams at first seem impossible. Then they seem improbable. And then, when we summon the will, they soon become inevitable. Mistakes are always forgivable if one has the courage to admit them. Dare to be strong and courageous. That is the road. Venture anything. What is to give light must endure burning. Rise up, warriors. Take your stand at one another's sides, our feet set wide and rooted like oaks in the ground. Learn to love death's ink-black shadow as much as you love the light of dawn. Here is courage, mankind's finest possession. Here is the noblest prize that a young man can endeavor to win. Toil and risk are the price of glory. But it is the great thing to live with courage and die leaving an everlasting fame.